Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it go shine. Go shine. Let me see it. Let me see it go shine.
So what I see here on this week, we had our stop hunt low right here. It rose up, came back down to test that low, and now we're rising. It has the reversal on a Tuesday, so it always doesn't play out perfect every single day. Let me get rid of this. How y'all doing? Welcome everybody.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising indeed. Uh, right now, I'm going to go over naked charts today. I removed all the indicators. I'm just going to show price action, how to read the candles, and the 5 phases to a trade. These are the 5 phases: consolidation, stop hunt, your sniper entry, or the LSR, which means long sustained run, continuation of the move of the trade, and then a reversal. This happens every day, and this also happens every week. Uh, it didn't play out perfect this week. On a day-to-day basis, it's usually always going to play out exactly like that. But on a weekly basis, the days can be switched up sometimes. So you can learn to find which direction the market is going to go to if you can recognize this. And what I do is I decide whether I'm going to buy for the week or sell for the week instead of trying to go for both and going after trades and chasing trades. I decide if I'm going to, when I decide which way I believe the market is going to go, I only trade that direction. But right now, it's a little too early to tell. Looks like it's going to buy for the rest of the week. We got Monday came and made this low. It did our M in the middle right here, and it made the second leg of a W. So it's buying already. I don't want to get in it. So far, the W is made. It's came to the middle of the M, and that's usually a target for a take profit. If you were in this trade already somewhere in this buy, that would have been my first target. The middle of the W, which is the M in the middle. There's always a W in the middle of an M and an M in the middle of a bigger W. It's already done that. Only thing I could wait for maybe is a pullback and continue to take the buy up. And it would be my next high, which would be one of these two targets. So I'm not gonna chase that trade. If something goes off on the scanner, I will look at it and we can get into something else. But I'm gonna leave gold alone for right now. Um, so let me see. Um, oh, is it locked? Is that? Yeah, it's that. Thing I move how I wanted to. Yeah. So gold is definitely in a buying trend. Um, Let me check what day this is. This look perfect. The 15th was that's Thursday. Today's Friday. Perfect. This one's perfect. Okay, hold on. That's Friday. We got Monday right here. Ooh, that is not a good Monday. Not Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. I did that all backwards. Let me do one line at a time. Friday. Back to switch colors. Back to another Monday. Tuesday. Oh, that's not me. Friday. Something like that. I did better in kindergarten. All right. Monday, consolidation. If we look at the market, it didn't really make any where my cross at? Any clear movement. It just went from side to side. So we had Monday, and I'm gonna explain this as I go. When you're looking for that stop punt, the stop punt is usually gonna go the opposite, it's always gonna go the opposite direction of what you're looking for. So if the stop punt goes down and it sells, that means we're looking for buys. And you will wait on that. If I look at this previous week, this is a big W right here. Big old fat W. So when Monday come in and it consolidated, I'm looking for that drop on Tuesday. And when that Tuesday comes, I'm looking for my first W because I'm looking for buys. So when I see Tuesday come in, that's a small little W right here in your candlesticks. And if I go down to my RSI, there's a W here. I don't know if anybody can see that. I don't know if I need to make it bigger. But there's a W here. So we got the consolidation on Monday. We got the stop hunt down low Tuesday. And all this did was come down and retest the low of the day on Monday. It came down to the same low and held that low. It did the buy. I don't have the mustard on. Maybe I should put on the mustard. But usually it'll bounce off the mustard for the continuation throughout the week. Wednesday continued the trend. So this would be consolidation, stop hunt, sniper entry,
Mr.
continuation.
Mind, could you add that ketchup and mustard on there, cause if you don't mind.
I took it off on purpose, honestly. That's the
Okay,
part.
okay, I got you.
I'll end up adding it back, but I was showing this to show the 5 phases of a trade. This is what I look for. And
Okay,
these are the things that I recognize without the indicators when I'm looking to get into my trades.
okay,
Yeah. Because we do the catch a mustard. This is actually still part of the catch a mustard strategy. The 5 phases, everything is still in the ebook. The market structure. So I'm teaching basically how to look at the candles along with the ketchup and mustard. If you can recognize what I'm showing you, and then I go add the indicators, it'll make it all clear.
okay,
Yeah, because there's sometimes the indicators they moving left to right, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it could you won't know what to do. And usually if that happens, you just don't trade. Just be patient. And if it don't look clear, don't trade it at all.
Okay.
But yeah. But as you build it, sometimes you'll be able to still take those trades because you're going to recognize the W's here. Now, what I am still going to go along with is I use the TDI. This green line here is your RSI. So I know everyone has the green RSI. It don't have to be green, but you got the RSI in your phone, and that helps you see your M's and W's if you don't see it in the candlesticks. And so I would still align that up with everything. Your W's are best when they're down here in your buy zone, and your M's are at top for your sell. And so you can even use the RSI because they pretty much do what the candles do to recognize your consolidation and how the RSI is just going left to right. It stayed like in the middle, didn't really go nowhere. Then it did the stop hunt down low, where you see the RSI went down here and it made that first part of the W. And then it came and made the second part of the W. And that's when the W took off. And it did a little M up here, but then there's another W here. And so it continued to rise. And then when Thursday came in and made the high of the week, and that was the reversal, which is our fifth step. And then it goes back into consolidation to end the week. We usually don't trade Fridays. It came up and made another high on Friday and dropped back down. But that was our reversal. And it came and made one more high and then reversed it. Now, when I get into trades and I recognize my M and W for the week, my goal, and everybody will have to take this test individually because I'm a swing position trader. So, and also a day trader, which means usually I hold my trades for 3 to 5 days. And that's because I'm able to recognize this. And when I see the consolidation and I see this W down here, when I got into that, I'm going to hold that because I'm looking for it to do the trend for 3 to 5 days. So I would have got in Tuesday. I know I would have held Wednesday. When they came and made this high and pulled back, I either could have took my partial. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to take my partial. I'm not getting completely out of the trade. I'm going to wait till those 3 days are up. And if I had waited, it pushed up to make one more high. It didn't go too much higher than Thursday, so I didn't get much more out of it, but it could have kept shooting up higher and then reversed for the end of the week. So this is what I look at to get into my trades. And so now when I know, okay, what this did for the week, this did a buy for the week, I'm looking for some kind of pullback on the next week. So we come to this Monday, it consolidated and did the stop point low. But that first move is usually a false move. So since it did do a stop point low, I'm looking for a correction to keep buying, or it really is just going to keep dropping. But what I got to look for now is my previous week's lows. So I got to look at, that's a low. That's the low of the day right there. There's a W right here. It shows a W here in your RSI. Then we have another low. I probably need to change the color of that line. Ooh, I ain't the best with this. If I have to keep it red, I keep it red. I keep it red for now. I'm gonna put a line here. That's my W. And if it goes any lower. And so we got Monday, consolidation. Tuesday, stop punt low. Wednesday, it just consolidated Wednesday and it made another stop low. So Thursday was our midweek reversal for a buy. It came and did that low of the week, and it started.
Could hear you now. I can't.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Yep.
Oh, my screen blacked out. I don't know why that one better. Okay. So in this situation, in this week here, it didn't do any stop hunts high to particularly show that sell. So what it did was when they consolidated, it pushed up here and that was a wick there. Because now we're looking at this high. Is it going to come up here and break that to keep buying? And it did it. So what I'm looking at is we also have to think like we're the one making these charts, like we're the market maker, we're the banks. And if you got people holding buys here, we have to come and pull and get some of that money back. So it didn't make stop hunts particularly high. They weren't as obvious. You got this one little wick here and it's holding that high. So you could have went for sales there possibly, but it wasn't clear enough. And then when it came out on market open on Tuesday, there was a consolidation, but there was no stop hunt high. It just straight up dropped. So what they're doing now is they're coming back to imagine you're in this trade on Tuesday or you got last week and you're holding a buy and you got all this money going up. Well, now if you stayed in that trade, they're gonna come down and decrease some of your profit. Or either you got stop losses in profit up here somewhere. They come to hit those before they continue their move up. So what they did in this particular week is they kept dropping again. And when they got enough, when they got what they needed, this probably knocked a lot of people out their trades, if not everybody who was in buys. Now they continued and reversed it, went back up. They like on this buy here with this W down here, if you notice, they went up to the next previous high. And then they came the next day and on the low of the day when they made another W, even though this don't look clear, you got a W down here. They came and took that high out and continued to rise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the next week and show how this continued to keep going up. I'm going to get rid of that. Where was I at? This was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday. And here we are now. So now they kind of switched up this week. The days aren't in alignment. So what we got? This Friday is important, so we're gonna put this Friday because this Friday was consolidation day. Monday, I don't know where that went away, was the stop hunt. Monday was our stop hunt day. Tuesday was our sniper entry at the high of the week. Wednesday was our midweek reversal. It did a W and continued to buy. Thursday, it made another attempt and took out the high of the week and reversed at the end of the week. I don't know what that was. Then we got Friday. So we did here Monday. Friday consolidated. It didn't happen Monday. It consolidated Friday. Monday came in and did the move up. This could be a stop hunt for the sale, because if you caught the sale here, you could have held that. It came back for stop losses here and then drops. But what you also could have did was noticed how when it did the low of the week last week, it consolidated Friday and did the stop hunt Friday. And the low of the day Friday did not take out this low. So it held this area for a buy. It did the buy, and that was a hard week. It reversed and made another. Basically, this is an M with a W on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we got the first leg like Tuesday, end of the day, Monday, Tuesday was the first leg of the M. It did a W in the middle here, and Thursday was the second leg of the M. And it dropped Thursday, came in Friday and dropped. Made that low of the week, and it held this low. And now we are here where we had today. I don't usually do this drawing stuff, but I try to do something to show the visual. And so the cycle is not perfect on a day-to-day basis, but you can pick a week where you notice the pattern clear, the consolidation, stop hunt, the sniper entry, continuation, or reversal. And then from there, you can start to keep counting the cycle up into current price where you're at now. You would never have to go back more than 2 weeks to do that. I just went back 2 weeks. I showed the first week, went through it, and now I was able to keep up with the cycle to go up to current price now, where we had another consolidation, the stop hunt low, the M in the middle, the sniper entry here, where this low didn't take out this low, and now it's in the buy. And now I'm gonna bring back the indicators and I'm gonna go over that again, and you'll be able to see the continuation of the mustard, which makes it even more clear. Then we'll just get rid of that. Okay, fine. You know I can do that. And I'm gonna go back. Oh no, don't do that. I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's moving my stop loss. I'm gonna go back to the 15th. I don't got nothing going off on the scanner or nothing today. 15th. Let's see. Yeah, that was the Thursday. I'm a little under the weather, y'all, so bear with me. Thursday. Friday, Monday. Now, if you can keep up with me visually, I'm not going to put the days of the week. Monday is consolidation. We got the consolidation. We got the stop punt low, which is the false move for the sell. We got our W here in the candles. It's clear on the RSI. We got a W. The green across the red going up. The ketchup across the mustard. When the ketchup across the mustard, that is your sniper. That is your LSR. The water was on the bottom. That's our entry. It bounced off the mustard here. It bounced off the mustard here and kept going up. Then the reverse pulled back. It bounced off the water. End of the week. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. Come back in again for next week. We got the consolidation. To me, and I will point this out. The stop point, it could be 2 candles. It can be some kind of reversal pattern or basically a fake move up. This wick was the only thing I see. There was no clear stop punt to me. So when it came and consolidated, I honestly would have took this as a stop punt. Now, for the day, we got consolidation, stop punt low, and then the sniper here, it didn't give out much moves. But if I look at this for the week, we got the stop punt low, and now I'm looking for buys after this. These buys didn't give out much, and they probably would have took me out. But on the next day, I would have got small profit. But the next day, when it made that low of the week, and then it reversed, this was midweek reversal. Since the stop punt wasn't clear, the consolidation stop punt, and what you're supposed to do is let the stop punt be done and play out. Once it's done for the week, you're looking for that reversal, which is usually, it's your M or your W. In this case, it bounced off the blueberry. So the water wasn't where it needed to be. That's why I was showing that without it, so that you could still recognize the consolidation and then the stop punt, which is false move down. Because for this week, the buy was still the bigger move. If you caught this buy, it came out and took out Monday's high when it ended over here. And the move was clearer because we see this big fat W here. We're still looking for buys. We got a W here. We got a small one here, which could be your V. We got another one here. Came in next week. And remember, I said, if you were making these charts, you're coming back to basically pull back some of your profit, taking it away from retail traders. Or you're also looking at it where you're looking for a better price to get in for another buy. And then you would have came here, second leg on this day of a W, of one bigger W, with your M in the middle right here. You got your M here on your RSI in the middle. You got your W here on your first leg. And they don't look clear, but you got them on the second day. And that was your sniper entry right there. That was your continuation off the mustard until it made that peak high and then reversed down. Everybody see that?
Sure do. What does LSR stand for, Peter?
Long sustained run. So that means if you catch that entry, that sniper entry, and you're looking at the 5 phases on a weekly basis, when you're breaking down each phase into a day of the week, you should be able to hold that trade for 3 to 5 days.
Cool.
Long sustained run. Yeah. So if you catch it here, especially you caught all that blueberry, you would have held it one day. You would have came in, you didn't get much the second day. Then the third day, you got profit in, a whole lot of money in. And then it made the first leg of an M here. You got W's in the middle. And this was the last attempt for a high. And what you're doing is in between all that, you're just taking partials. staying in your trade. Kind of like you see my chart, so you know I've been in this forever. I forget how long I said it's been. I think it's been a month. So that's all I'm doing. I believe the market is still doing an overall buy. And right now I keep playing around the same amount of pips. So it looks like this week, because it's only Tuesday and it's buying. Let me see. I'm trying to get space. Look like we got another W that formed, which means it could do the same thing like this last week. So now you just recognizing the pattern and did that first leg of the W here. Like I say, it's off the blueberry. Gold off the blueberry. I don't see that. It's probably the 15-minute chart. Okay, now it says crossing down. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna explain that right quick, and then I'm gonna see if there's any sales I can spot. And the reason why it could be sales because it did do these buys last week, and it came up here, and this is really an M with a big W in the middle, and it took like 3 days to play that out. And also, why it could sell, I'm gonna still leave it alone, and nothing is clear. But it could see it did the water crossing the Mayo, but usually that's a big sale. It did a little drop, but it pretty much held this blueberry. It didn't touch it perfectly, but it's pretty much holding that blueberry. I still see a W here, and this could be just level 1 consolidation, and somewhere there's going to be a level 2 and it keeps rising. And it could end up playing out like last week. If you look at this W here, and that M in the middle, and then that second leg, and it pulled up, and then it came down, and then bounced off all of that, it almost looked like the same thing is happening right here. We have a first leg of our W. This is our funny little M in the middle. The second leg was higher than the first. And then it's already come to reach the middle of that M. It's pulled back to it. It could be rising back up for the rest of the day. This entry, I'm not sure what time of the day that was. Let me see, is this in alignment with my time? No, it's London time. 10, 7. That was a London session. Yeah, it got a lot going on. This ain't clear enough for me. And now what I'm gonna do, that was the hour chart, and that's how you look at Monday through Friday on the hour chart. On a 15-minute chart is when you look for these same 5 steps: consolidation, stop hunt, sniper, continuation, reversal on a 15-minute chart. And so even here, you could see the consolidation, and you would look at the period separators. So instead of looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're gonna look at the beginning of the day and the end of the day. That's what the period separators are for. So I know this is the beginning of the day. First thing we got, consolidation. Next thing was our stump hunt low. Then we got the first leg of a W, second leg of a W, catch up across the mustard, that's your LSR, your sniper entry. We got a continuation off the mustard. It continued up here. I don't know if this is a reversal or not because it's early in the morning. This could reverse. If this was, it would be a sell and come and drop, but it could just keep continuing up. And what I want everybody to just pay attention to at the end of the day is to look to see how this day played out, to see if you can notice, let's say if it do buy, notice the reversal before the day ended and look for that. So here we got our consolidation, stop hunt low, catch across the mustard, sniper entry, continued off the mustard, Did some pullback, did another W here. Did a little bit, rose a little bit more for the rest of the day, and then this is our reversal right here before the day ended. We got it right here. We got our consolidation. Our stop point was high. That was your sniper entry. Catch across the mustard. Then see the water wasn't where it needed to be. That catch up crossing the mustard though is going to show you what you need to see as well. Sometimes when the water isn't where it need to be, and you recognize the five phases: consolidation, stop point high, sniper entry. If the candles finally got up under the water, and what you could do in situations like this is if you don't want to take it here, you're not too sure, you just wait. Because one of my favorite entries is when the candles and price crosses the water, and then when it pulls back to it that first time, usually that's the good entry. So what it did was it pulled up to it right here, and then it crossed back down, and then it started to do continuation off of the mustard. And came and made a low here, pulled back. It continued off the mustard some more. Every time it got back up to the mustard, it continued to do the downtrend and got to the end of the day and reversed at the end of the day to go back into consolidation for the next day. So that happens every day. We got our consolidation here. And I'm not gonna make this over too complicated, so I'm gonna show this day two ways. And usually our stop point is the Asian session. So Eastern time, that's 6 o'clock. After you recognize the consolidation, it comes out of it anywhere between 6 o'clock up until 2, 3 in the morning when London session comes in. So we got a consolidation here. And I will see this, I'm gonna go ahead and explain it. Sometimes the five phases can happen twice in a day. And what this did was you got consolidation here, you got the stop point low, and then you catch up across the mustard. It continued off of the mustard, reversed right here, and then came in the catch up across the mustard again. And then what this did was it dropped and continued off the mustard, came down here, and then reversed at the end of the day. But I overall would have let this play out because I'm not trading this session. Consolidation, stop putting high, catch across the mustard, sniper entry, continuation off the mustard, reversal at the end of the day. That's how I would have traded that. This right here is not clear at all. It did a little bit of both. It did some consolidation, bounce low, and it rose up. It didn't give nothing. It was choppy. And they called it like a whipsaw. It wasn't clear to New York session, and it came in, catch up across the mustard up here, and then it gave this move up. Like that right there was choppy. Probably would have left that one alone. But the only way I would have traded this is by deciding if I'm only looking for buys or sales that week. And so if I go to earlier in the week, we got a buy-in market. And if y'all remember, this is when I showed that first leg of that M right here, and it took 3 days to do it. But this was our W in the middle. And then this right here was a second leg of our M until it did the sell for that week. But in this week, I was only looking for buys. So when I see something choppy like this, I would only I could have took the buys off the Mayo, basically. It hit the Mayo here. It came and did a W off the Mayo here. And they were small moves. This one right here, it extended the Mayo. If we go to our RSI and we're looking for nothing but W's, we're going to take the W's here and we're going to take the W's there. So I'm going to show the cross. If we look at the W right here, that was one entry we could have took. And realistically, if you didn't take it off the Mayo, this is where you need to recognize the candlesticks and study on your candlestick Bible. If I would have noticed this candle right here was an engulfing candle. It did a big green candle. So after this candle closed, price is at 3357. If you look to the right and you see the numbers to the right on the chart, that's the price. It was at 3357. And our low of the day was at 3346. I could have risked 100 pips for my stop loss, and I could have put a TP for 100 pips. 3357, 100 pips is 3367. So if I go up to that, my TP would have been right in here somewhere. I could have got 100 pips for the day and been done with it. If we go here, off the Mayo here, let me zoom in something. I'm going to show this day right here because this is a tricky day. Let me see if I can go bigger one more time. There we go. This was like the most complicated day on the chart so far. So how would I have created this? What would I have done? What do I see? You can see that clearer. That's an engulfing candle. I just explained that one. What I got in around 3357. So this one, we got a W here. We got a W in the RSI, TDI, the green cross the red on that candle. So most likely would have waited till this candle closed. At the latest.
Hello. Doing good. How about you?
Taking the right way, stairs.
Absolutely. Take your time.
So this candle here at the latest, price is at 335. I'm gonna go with 6 for an even number. It's at 3355. Kind of in the middle, yeah, 3355. So if I go to my low, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm showing you where you would place your stop loss. 3355, I use 100 pips for my stop loss with gold. So 3355, 100 pips would be 3345, excuse me. So if I go down to 3345, I got more than enough room if I was to place it here. It's actually a good spot. It's below these candles. I'm not looking for gold to come back down here. I'm looking for it to go up first. Off the Mayo, I'm only looking for buys this week. We got a W here. I'm taking this entry. It's in between the water and the Mayo, but it's bouncing off the Mayo right now. It did it first here, so I'm looking forward to do it again because realistically, I probably wouldn't have took this trade because of the time of the day. So we got London session here, and then we got New York session here. So I would have took this sale and 3355. If I count up 100 pips, it should go to 3365. And like it barely made that. It really barely made it. It went to 365 and probably like a 0.3. So you would have hit it right at 6.5. If you'd have put your stop loss, it would have been, that was a little close. The spread might not have hit it. That was real close. That would look like that would have hit that right there though. Because it came up for it and wick. It did this, that's like an inverted hammer candle, which is a reversal candle, and it came back down. But it kept bouncing off the Mayo all day. So it finally extended it. The market makers know this. They know people are getting entries off of this, and they came and extended it here. Now, if you caught it here, that's a W in the candles. We got down, up, down again, and then up again. This gonna get a little tricky. I can get into it a little bit, but one thing I've started to notice, and you have to know your candlestick Bible, because there's candles like this they're not necessarily reversal candles. This candle with this body here and these two long wicks. I can't even explain that. I think it's because I just done this so long. When I see candles like this, I know that usually that next candle comes and fills up that wick. Now, usually when that happens, it don't mean that the next candle after that is going to keep going. But usually I don't know, I got to find out a word for this. These aren't reversal candles though. So really your goal is to learn your reversal candles in the candlestick Bible. And you'll you'll be like, okay, I don't know what that candle is. I don't know like the names of all of them off the top of my head. I see them so much because there's pictures of them where, okay, at least I know that's a reversal candle when I see it. But some of these candles that come in here, they're not reversal candles. They're just like, because it still ended up being a green candle, a buy candle, a bullish candle. After I'm noticing the pattern of a W here. Then we do got our W in the RSI, the green cross the red. I most likely would have took this trade here. Once I noticed that. And at 3349, if I go to my low, 3343 is below these candles. So let me look for a 5-3. Because I'm looking for my 100 pips. So if I had waited for this next candle to close, this is at 3355, and I took my stop loss down to 4.5, I'm still down here at this low. It never came back down there. After it did the little pullback, it still bounced off the Mayo perfectly and pushed up. So by the time this candle right here would have gave you 100 pips. If you enter anywhere right here between that 5.5 price or that the 50 price, 3350, 3355, it got up to 6.5 at the end of this candle. So somewhere around here, and this is really your second leg of your W right here. This one. And that worst case scenario, if I didn't catch these, I would have caught it. I would have entered the trade at the end of this candle. Because once it did that shift up, first, this is a morning star pattern right here. We got a nice little side sell candle. We got a doji in the middle. And then what usually makes the morning stars, this candle would be at least the equal length of the sell candle with a doji in the middle. It pushed it up a whole lot. I call those shift candles, usually what makes the ketchup cross the mustard. And then it's an engulfing candle at the same time. So this is really our W right here. We got our first entry right here with this W here. And then it came in, for those that do use the TDI, this was our V. And the green crossed the red up. And this candle closed. Would have entered in off of this candle and been able to take profit up here. We got what, 3366. I'm gonna go down to 3356. It didn't even make it below this candle. It would have been like technically 100 pips would have been in here. What I would have done is took it down here, at least to the bottom of this candle. When I'm looking for my stop losses, where I'm going to place my stop loss. In a situation like this, I want to put it at least below this candle. It doesn't necessarily have to go to the low of the day at this point. It just needs to be in a safe space below this reversal pattern, this reversal candles, this morning star right here. If I come and place it below that, it's 9 times out of 10, it's not coming back to that area. And that's why I feel like it's a safe zone to put my stop loss so I don't have to do an extra big stop loss. And as long as I had to put it below this candle, I would have went in the profit into these two candles. And excuse me, y'all, from the close of this candle and opening and getting in here, I'll go for 3367 just to make it an even number. It should go up to 3377 right here, which is 100 pips. And it went as high as 84, so it did about 140 pips. if I had a got in here at the end of this candle. So you still would have made your money for the day. And that is, y'all, that part right there, I just explained with the way that this day went. That's probably the most game I could have gave y'all just now. How I would have traded a day like that. And the reason is because, keep in mind, I was looking for buys for that week. When it did its W, it's lower today. I can zoom out now. And I was looking for buys for that week. Got that obvious W there. That day was weird. Catch across the mustard here, water on top. Bounced off the water, mayo, and the blueberry. That's also something you have to pay attention to. When the moving averages lined up close together like that, a big move is always going to happen. And once the moving averages start spreading out and they're in that specific order, you see ketchup, mustard, water, mayo, blueberry, and they close, that's going to go. That's going to take off. All of these moving averages, they do the same thing. They're all pushing the candles up. Someone got a question or something? I thought I
Lower
heard
your
something.
phone just kind of for a little bit.
I went out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say the part about how all the moving averages are lined up in the
No.
big move? Okay. So you can see I'm gonna go back because this is also something you have to pay attention to with the moving averages. If they're flat line, like how the mayo's just going straight across, that's consolidation. The blueberry is just going straight across. You'll see that more often with the blueberry, but once you see the mayo do it, and especially if you see the water do it, it's consolidation. That's why that day looks like they didn't do anything. And they were all lined up close together. So it did this move here off the mayo to sell. It took that. That was a nice little move, but it wasn't big enough. So you could have took that. I would have took that. Probably would have took that. At the same time, if I always go back to what I'm looking for the week, I'm looking for buys. But I probably would have took that. And I would have got my moves out of it. But that wasn't the move they wanted to do. With all these moving averages stacked together like this should have sold for like or at least a week. But keeping the market price, the 5 phases in mind, and I'm looking for buys, when it got on top of everything and came and tested and bounced off the water and the ketchup across the mustard right there, and we sticking to the basics, water on the bottom, ketchup across the mustard going up, and then we notice everything is close together. All the moving averages are doing the same thing. They're basically working together to push those candles up. And so when you catch them in alignment like that, in that order with the ketchup, mustard, water, mayo, blueberry, take those trades. You pretty much take them trades and just forget about it. And it rolls up for the next few days. Even here, they keep doing it too. They keep coming back close together. Like right here, they did it right here. I took that sale yesterday. This does look like I am. I didn't want to mess with it. I believe tomorrow will be more clear on what the market is doing. Because another thing that I do, if I can't tell, I don't know why I can't see this, is I end up just going to the day chart. What is this? Coinex. I don't know why I don't see I should be able to see the day chart. I don't know if I got this too close or what's going on. I don't know why I can't see that. I really don't need that too much, man. I can't even slide my panel over. Yeah, that ain't no good. I ain't the best with the laptop. Available buttons, select the buttons, then remove. Oh, I get it. Did it remove that? It looked like it removed the day chart. I still don't see it showing off of here though. I'm mad at that. What the day chart was going to show me was I can still show it. It was going to show me if it was a buy or a sell for the week. Basically, market open right here. This do like it's going to sell. Price open right here, and it's basically at the current price. So the day chart, if y'all want to look at it on your phones right quick and just look at the candle, it's going to look like a doji. It's going to have a small little body, and it's going to have wicks on the top and the bottom. And that lets me know what it's really doing. If I can't figure out, is it buying or selling for the day? This might be a good little sell though. I'm going out to my 15-minute.
Are you saying because it has the little candle in the middle, the doji, that tells you it's going to sell?
No, it could be because it started off. What gold did today was it dropped, and this is what price opened at. So what I'm noticing is that okay, price started right here for the day. It dropped, so it looked like a red candle, but then it came up. So now it's a green candle with a wick on the bottom, but then it came back to where price started at from the beginning of the day. Like if it was to get to this exact zone, it's gonna look like a perfect doji. So it looks similar. It's close to a doji right now. So it's indecisive. It's not doing anything. It done did all this movement just to end up right back where it started. So there's no pattern to say where it's gonna go next.
See that?
Yeah. Yeah. And now if you look at the day chart, you can see. So if it ends up buying for the day, I could see it buying for the rest of the week afterwards. But right now, I can't tell anything. And I like to go for 100 pip moves with gold, at least 50. But if I don't see that, and the moving averages are too close together, so we do got to catch up crossing the mustard going down. That's the first thing showing me that, okay, it can sell. But then we got the water on the bottom. Now it's in between the blueberry. It's in between everything. Ain't no telling what this gonna do. This could be the first level of the M and then consolidate and then drop after that. So if I notice it do a continuation off the mustard or something, I would look for a sale, but it's not clear enough. This could be an entry for a buy, but I don't think this is just gonna buy in one candle like that. There's gonna need to be another W going on, or at least a V. Yeah, so nothing's clear. And sometimes I guess for today, this is actually a good thing because it's to show that you don't need to take everything. You don't have to push a button every time you look at these charts. And sometimes you do need to wait. That's something I had to develop over the years, though. When I used to come in, I had to push something. And just because it looked good. And for y'all that do follow I'm posting a chart every day. So it's like I gotta post a chart every day. I gotta kill this shit. But it's like that's not important. It's not really that don't make you money. And that's what we're here for. So I would rather wait on this and see how today plays out to give me a better idea of what to do tomorrow. And I did say tonight, y'all, I'm gonna do London session. So if y'all up for that, it's gonna be my day off or whatever I do. I got appointments and stuff later. So what I would be looking for is to see, is it gonna hold today's low? If it does come down there, and see if it hold Monday's low, which is the low of the week. This could still be an intraday W, which will look more like a W on the on the 1 hour. You can see it better. You can see that W, or even the 4 hour. I don't know why this thing is now. Let me go to the daily and see. We do got a W on the 4 hour chart off the Mayo. Got this first leg here. That's your M in the middle. It's just like a regular W on a higher time frame. And the second leg of our W. So it do like it's still buy. We got a W on the TDI. The green did cross the red there, so that's good. If we see the catch across the mustard on the 4 hour chart, that should be a good sign to get into a buy. Because let me see. It's done it on the hour, but that was the first pullback to the mustard for the hour chart. But yeah, it's pulling down. 26. They gave out some pips too. They did it. Now this is like you can sell. Everything's on top. This candle's still forming. Excuse me. I would have to wait for this candle to close though, because this candle could still do anything. Now, if this candle closes below this, I don't like to risk that many pips, but this is what I'm trying to see. Because I would want my stop loss at the high of the day, 3349. Right now, that's already 200 pips from where it's at now. That's too big of a stop loss for me. I could still do it, but I would use smaller lot size. I do want to say for everybody that's on the Navi account, I'm basically keeping it. It seems like it's not entering in trades if I try to make the risk based off of your account size or a risk percentage, or it seems like it only works because me and Randy kept attempting.
You going again, G? Can't hear you.
Man, it's funny. My phone is if I turn the screen off, y'all can't hear me. That's great. I didn't know that. 'Cause usually I'm on the phone, so the screen don't ever cut off when I'm actually on the laptop. So I was explaining the Navi accounts. I'm only going to take the best trades because everybody's
Hey, how's it
not
going?
basically. What happened? Oh, y'all good? Okay. So I just wanted to explain that. And if it's somebody, if you're doing like, depending on your account type, we can go over it on a week to week basis. And I'll just basically let you know I'm adjusting the lot size. The plan is to raise it every week. Or not necessarily every week, but at least like every 3 to 5 trades, then raise it. because I have a trade locker account and I can't trade those. And those will adjust the lot size automatically. So I just wanted to explain it. I haven't for everybody that's just got connected, when I take the next trade, I will send you a message to see if it takes. Because the reason why I think the other ones weren't taken because I was trying to do it based off of your ballots. And I forgot it. I don't know why, but it doesn't work that way. I have to just pick your lot size for you. So I'll be doing that to start something, not to, something just to at least see if it works. And then from there, start adjusting it. But man, trying to think of where this was when we started. I don't know if this happened. We've been on here like an hour and a half almost. No, we
I was
ain't.
gonna ask you about that. Now that hadn't happened yet. I
No,
was gonna ask you, was that the reversal you were looking for?
no, cause let me see. I think that did already have this right here. Cause I would have took this by.
Mhm.
This is a railroad track. Two candles next to each other, but this was like an engulfing candle. It was bigger than the last, and it was off the Mayo. Cause we could have got in at the end right there, 36, and it went as high as like 48, 49. We would have got 100 pips out of that. Because I'm about to what this 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 hour, and then but no, it was like here and here when we got on the call. All this had already happened. We only been on here an hour and a half. So I was counting up 15-minute candles, 4 is an hour, and then that's the 30 minutes right there. Yeah, I think even this was already done. That's why it was nothing for me. And this is almost like an evening star right here, but that wasn't clear enough for me. We got if this candle would have closed bigger to this, that would have been clear for me. But we would have really had to wait on this one to close. But by the time that happened, it didn't look clear enough for no sale still because of the moving averages and the blueberry and everything. It should have pushed off of those, but it didn't. So that's another reason why I was showing the naked chart at first. Because if all of that don't line up, just don't take it. Just don't trade. You'll be all right. You don't have to trade every day. That's why things like the bot won't trade. Man, this stuff don't look clear. I'm not taking none of that. And the scanner ain't gave off nothing since we've been on the call. There's no water on the bottom. Ketchup didn't cross the mud. That already had happened. And this didn't cross anyway. It crossed down here. That's the last time the ketchup must have crossed, before we got on this call. And the water is never where it needed to be for the scanner to even go off. So even though this crossed down, the water on the bottom, so it didn't give it off. So nothing's clear today. I'm not even worried about that. Honestly, my favorite day is Wednesday. Oh, y'all just keep me high hopes. We all make money together. I will do this like 2, even maybe 3 days a week. Yeah, that's what I was used to doing. Maybe about a couple years ago, not last year, but the year before. I would literally do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Trying to see how this candle closed. We might be able to still. I still think it's gonna buy though, even if it drops down. But we still should be able to get a good 100 pips out this move. Another thing is this ain't really a consolidation though. The TDI squeeze, and that's when the blue bands are close together, and so the RSI is close together. It wasn't really doing nothing, but if the Bollinger Bands were close, when we see stuff like this, especially if the water was on top, we would have took this all day. That would have been clear. This little pattern here is not the best, but I see it. That's I can't even say that's a hammer. Um and the green cross the red going down, by the latest, when this broke out of the Bollinger Bands right here, would have been our entry. So it would have been at the close of this candle and got in here at the open of this candle at 336. And it went down and it almost gave the whole 100 pips out of that. And it kind of, yeah, it did. If the water was on top, that would have been my move. Because looking at this too, and it broke out the bands, that showed me that's going to keep selling. But there's going to be a pullback somewhere. And with the time of the day that we on here, it's a little slow. Probably just not ready to give out the real move yet. And my scanner hasn't went off at all for nothing. Let me see. I gotta come back to that.